Well, that was sad. So just blue plates, tan road plates, and then other plates there. So these things there have not seen the light of day, and this is a mess I have to clean up. These things have not been on display in literally forever. Um, I do have an idea. I love these ones, but I also got these 24 by 32s. And I have a whole bunch of 24 by 32s on a different shelf, and that's for the fire stations and the police stations and all that stuff. But I would love for these to go to a good home, like 80% of them to a good home. But I am very cautious because, and of course I got this one in this lot that's brand new. Because I don't want them to go to somebody who's just going to resell them. I want them to go to somebody who's going to use them. And right now, from all the displays that I see, nobody uses these things anymore. They're just going to resell them. So if I'm going to sell them, I might as well sell them, right? But then I don't want to put the effort into it because I'm a lazy butt. And it goes with these guys too. Like these guys, I'll never use. I will never use them. These guys I'm going to use. But the alternate color ones, like, oh yeah, that's from the Ice Planet. But these guys, the castle ones, I'm never, ever going to use. These guys, I found a guy that was selling them for like $50 a piece. No, I think that's a little steep for those ones. But this is my issue with my collection of collecting for all these years and decades and whatever, is that I'm willing to part with it as long as I know it's going to a good home. That's my whole thing. I want these things to go to a good home of fans who, basically, I've talked about this before, fans who did not have the opportunity that I've had my entire life when it comes to Lego. Because again, I had it. I'm the youngest cousin. So I got a whole bunch when I was growing up. Wherever house I went to had Lego in it. And when they gave it up, it came to me. Because I was still playing with it because I was the youngest cousin. And as I say, when my parents stopped buying me Lego at 12 or 13, I started buying my own. And nobody questioned me on it. Nobody made a fuss about it. There was some small conversations when I was in my early 20s from, family members who thought, I could be focusing on my job or whatever, but I was working, so I didn't care. I still buying Lego. But that didn't last too long. As soon as I proved myself that I can do the job and have Lego and have a good career and have Lego and, do shows and stuff and have Lego, and still have a job. So I've been blessed. I was at the right spot at the right time for my corner of this hobby. And my corner of this hobby is these guys. My corner of the hobby is all of this stuff, right? Let me just turn this because I want to get all in here. I don't want to mix up my parts for the Alpha 1 base, but we'll go over here. Park this guy right in front. Pull this back. That's going to hide the space start. I'm going to put this guy back because the space start has to be up front. There we go. I'm not going to pull down the go-kart. I bought this off the shelf. Not this one, but I bought that off the shelf. Bought that one off the shelf. Bought that one off the shelf. Did not buy that one off the shelf and did not buy that one off the shelf. But 3 of the 5 sets there, I bought off the store shelves back when they were available. And if I look at the rest of my room, and I think about all the other sets that I bought over the years off the store shelves, because I could and I wanted to, and nobody bothered me about it. There was no, oh, he's just a kid, and no, he should give it up, and blah blah blah. I mean, that was so infrequent that wasn't even worth talking about. And it didn't, as I say, it didn't last that long. I had my friends come over when we were living in the apartment on Sunday after church, and we all play with Lego Sunday afternoon, and then we'd have like brunch or whatever. And so, it wasn't, there was no bullying about it. There was no picking on me about it. There was no, oh, Dave is acting like a child about it. Like, I was building robotic interfaces for Lego for my Commodore 64. Like, this is what I was doing. And then I found the internet and I found all you guys. So it's like, oh, this is even better. So I was like, There's other people out there like me. And so I bought the 6990 off the store shelves. I bought the RCX off the store shelves. I bought most of the classic space off the store shelves. And then I did the garage sales, and I did the flea markets, and I did all the, like, all that stuff. And then when we started doing shows as a group in RTL Toronto, Jeff will remember this. Like, we used to go to the Toy Train and Doll show, where there's one convention hall full of displays from the exhibitors, from the train guys, and from us guys, and blah blah blah. And the other room was just full of vendors selling stuff. And we would always walk around, and like every single time we were at one of these shows, there'd be at least one table that had somebody that had a box of Lego underneath the table that you could see, and says $50 for the box, or whatever it is for the box. And we would buy it. We would absolutely buy it. And so I have no regrets. Trust me, I have no regrets. I loved that time of my life. And it was just like buying this lot. And Jeff and I would just, we're going to, like, and then we would divvy it up and stuff like that. And we had a great time. And I walked into that guy in Selkirk. I put the ad in the paper, and I drove out to Selkirk and filled up my pickup truck bed full of Lego for $125. Like, it was just... that was a time that will never happen again. And again, I was fully employed, and I put that, I told my buddies I was going to build an every single Galaxy Explorer that was on eBay for an entire year, and I was going to bid $75. And I won 12 of them. I won 12 Galaxy Explorers in 1 year by bidding $75 each. And sometimes I paid 60, sometimes I paid 50, but most times I paid $74.99 or whatever it is, $75. That didn't matter to me. That was the whole point of buying 12 a year. So I was never picked on. I was never diminished. I never felt like I should be doing something else besides having fun with this hobby my entire life. And my entire life, I have had so much fun with this hobby. And I'm looking at the people now that did not have the fun that I had, because they were doing other things. And I'm not, again, never going to fault them for doing other things besides this, but they got back into it because they had kids, and they said, this is such a fun hobby still. And then they meet the rest of us, and they come up to me when I'm doing the shows. They say, I had some of these sets when I was a kid, and blah, blah, blah. And I had to give it up, or I gave it up when I went off to college. And I fully, that's 95% of the entire fan base right there. I gave it up when I was 14, 15, 16, 20, going off to college. I get it. I just never had to. And so I consider myself, in this specific aspect of this hobby, never having a dark ages, that I'm supremely blessed, and searching for good used lots my entire career in this hobby as an adult. Picking up totes on the Kijijis back before Facebook Marketplace, but picking up 2 Rugged Made totes for $300, and it was 98% classic space. Having friends call me up on like Christmas week and saying, my mom's cleaning out her house, and she's got this ginormous tote of Lego that, do you want to pay $150 for? Sure. And I show up, and I come home, and they're all fully complete. Message Intercept base, Cosmic Fleet Voyager, Galaxy Commander, like the Space Supply Station, like at least 15 sets. 5 of them are the biggest ones. And I got them all, and I picked that up for $150. And then my buddy calls me up, because I made a video about it. And my buddy calls me up from Ottawa and says, Dave, you got another Cosmic Fleet Voyager? Yes, I did. You want to sell it for me? And I go on like Bricklink, and I say, what's the average price for the Cosmic Fleet Voyager? This is like 5 or 6 years ago. Over 150? Pay me 150 and it's yours. And I mail it to him. So that's perfect. And then just a couple weeks ago, I doing another show, and a Cosmic Fleet Voyager, I got another one. And what's the going rate now? 200. Sure. Whatever. I'm not here to rip people off. I don't need to rip people off. It's not who I am to rip people off. And if a friend calls me up and says, Dave, you got, that's a wonderful set. I didn't get that when I was younger, and I would love to have one. You want it? We'll work out a price. I don't need, and this also helps me alleviate the stupid overhead of running a Bricklink store. I love people who do run a Bricklink store, and I admire people who do run a Bricklink store, but I don't have, it's not the patience. I believe I have lots of patience. It's just, I get bogged down into the minutiae I've been on Bricklink since Bricklink started, when it was called Brick Bay. But I dabble just a little here and there. And I read the forums and all the whining and all the, oh, this piece, it's just like I talked about the 1x4 plate. This piece is an error specific. I don't care. I don't care. Oh, you said this set is in good condition and there's scratches on it. To me, scratches are good condition unless you can't see through it, right? So what's good condition for me might not be good condition for somebody else. And so what I say to my friends, I'm going to go on Bricklink. I'm going to figure out what for me, usually right now, is the lowest price for a complete set, and make it a nice even number right below that. It was like $206 or $208 or $210 for the lowest price on the Bricklinks for complete Starfleet Galaxy Cosmic Fleet Voyager, and I said $200 even last time. I said $150 a bunch of years ago, and that was like lower than anything else. And people, he wanted it, so there you go. What I find very, very odd is that I had a Blacktron 1 Renegade up on the marketplace for a half a year for the Bricklink cheapest price. Because again, I don't want to ship anywhere, so they have to come to me. And nobody once sent me an email on it. I'm going, like, maybe people in Hamilton are not interested in buying a Renegade. But anyway, so at this point, what I plan on doing is I'm going to pack these things up. I'm going to put them in baggies after I finish the Alpha 1 rocket base, if I finish the Alpha 1 rocket base. And I'm going to put them in a tote, and I'm going to go into storage like the rest of my stuff. I'm going to start packing up this room at some point soon so Josh can come down here. And then we're going to swap upstairs. And at that point, I'm really going to go into my other totes that are not classic space, because I got 3 or 4 totes in the garage that are not classic space. They're Castle, they're Town, they're Technic, whatever they are. And I'm going to start selling them. I'm going to start bringing them to shows. We just got the announcement today that the Bricks in the Six is going to happen again next year in November. So we have an entire year to wait. But I'm also going to be doing some other shows next year, and I'm going to bring stuff to sell at the garage sales, and as simple as that. But it will not, as far as I can see today, it will not be classic space. It will be like this kind of stuff in baggies and say, hey, take it off my hands. And maybe some Castle. I mean, I do love the Castle line, but I don't have the patience. Sorry, not the patience. I do not have the time in my life right now to focus on 2 separate themes in Lego. I want to focus right now on this and dabble in some other stuff. Like I made that moving art because I was just goofing around, and it went over very well on the weekend. So I'm going to make it better. But that's just dabbling. I'm going to keep on focusing on classic space because I just love it. And it just takes me back to being a kid. That's it. That's all. I am tired. It is now midnight. I'm going to go to bed. I want everybody out there to take care of themselves. I know that winter's coming, and it's usually the most depressing month for everybody. I've always loved all the seasons. I found joy in every one of them in my life, but I know not too many people have that same outlook. Take care of yourselves. If you feel yourself, I don't want to use the word slipping, but if you feel yourselves getting to the point where it's like, drop me a line. I'll talk about anything. You guys all stay safe, take care, and I will talk to you soon.